Hello, my name's Paul Henry. I'm a psychosynthesis practitioner and I'm an accredited member of the BACP. Psychosynthesis is an integrative and transpersonal form of therapy. It's sometimes described as the fourth force in that it is a part of the transpersonal movement, which is the latest version, if you like, of psychotherapy. The original was psychoanalysis, and certainly the roots of psychosynthesis lie in psychoanalysis. The reason it's integrative is because we can call on all of those other forms of psychotherapy that have gone before, and we can integrate parts of them that have been discovered along the way, like subpersonalities, like Gestalt chair work, where a client's family can be imagined in a chair opposite them, and where they can have a conversation with that imagined spectre of a family member, and that is surprisingly powerful. We also use the drama triangle. I think that's a very helpful way of seeing how relationships develop and how we shift positions around the triangle. Quite often family members might be stuck in that victim position, and then the client will either appear to be the persecutor if they don't help, or the rescuer if they do help. And neither of those positions are really terribly helpful for the client, and certainly not moving into the victim position. But quite often clients and their family or their partners will shift around that drama triangle, and it's very interesting to look at how that works. Also, CBT can be very helpful, Socratic questioning, for people who are particularly mind identified and struggle to be with their emotions, to recognize their emotions. Then initially working with CBT, with Socratic questions, looking at things logically, and how the thinking might be different if it was approached in a different way, that can be very helpful too. The exercises we use as well are all very helpful in this respect. We use a number of exercises that help clients see where they are in their life right now, where they imagine their life is headed, what it is that's standing in the way from them achieving that potential future life, and what quality they might need to develop in order to break through that block and achieve that. I find quite often also with clients that they will have something which is trying to emerge, and I think that's a big part of the psychosynthesis work. Either the relationship's not right, or the work isn't right, and the client is resisting looking at that or acting on it. Quite often the client will really know that their life needs to change, but will just be resisting accepting that, bringing that into their conscious awareness. So it'll sit just outside of their conscious awareness, and that will cause the discomfort, which will often be the very thing that brings them to therapy in the first place. The whole idea really of psychosynthesis is to get to the wholeness of a person rather than these split off sub-personalities, as we call them. The idea is to try and synthesize them all, hence synthesize them all so that we end up with a whole personality rather than these fragmented parts. Psychosynthesis is quite a creative form of therapy, I feel. In a psychosynthesis session, one can expect to work creatively. Journaling is a big part of the work, making a journal of thoughts, of feelings, connecting the two. What is this feeling and what thoughts is it coming from? How is this affecting my body? Also, quite often emotions are held in the body, and we will explore that too. So regular journaling is really important, and anything significant is brought to the sessions and explored there. We will explore the client, of course, and family is an important part of the exploration, in that issues will often emanate from the family. There are lots of experiential exercises involved in psychosynthesis, and these again tend to be helpful because they work outside of the thought process. So quite a lot of drawing, quite a lot of writing involved, and in the drawings there's always a lot more revealed to the therapist and to the client. But we're always moving towards that greater understanding of the individual and to synthesizing the personality. So if you feel like this might be interesting to you, then take the next step. You'll find me and lots of other professional therapists on the counselling directory website, or you can find me directly on paulhenry.net.